Birds and boy moms sitting in a tree. DELUDED. First comes denial, then comes defense, then comes a man that has no sense. Y'all like my song? Oh, boo, you whore. The point is that it rhymed. I don't actually think you're deluded just for being a boy mom. And I'm technically not here to accuse you for being a bird just because you kept that man around too long. I just want to understand how, after generations of us all being cradle rocked, to first comes love, then comes marriage, then comes a baby in a baby carriage. Seemingly overnight, the tune has changed to a much less committed, my man, my man, my man, on a much less committed, marriage is just a piece of paper, pieces of paper. Let's talk about it. Although the buzzwords of male-centered and pick-me are only accusations that modern women are faced with navigating, I'd say that this I can change him ass behavior that we're seeing these days is much more archaic than Young Thug and Mariah. Now, I want to make it abundantly clear. This is not a bird sympathizing video. I am not attempting to make this a bird sympathizing video. Self-hating women are genuinely a net negative to society and highly dangerous to be around. I cannot stress that enough. But does that mean every single woman that's ever made decisions that benefit that man more than her is immediately evil and dumb? Or that all the women that stay in crummy relationships a little bit too long are just stupid and irredeemable? No, I don't think that's what that means. I refuse to believe that all the women upholding patriarchy right now are so deluded in their determination to align with a man that embarrassment, second class treatment, and struggle love are genuinely the better option to her. Every single one? Yeah, no. I'm sorry, but I'm not buying that it's just as simple as girl dumb, girl make dumb decision. Something is incentivizing these girls to choose the dice roll of being picked by their apex predator over guaranteeing a decent set of true homegirls. And I'm putting on my thinking cap to find out. To understand, let's first start off by looking at what historically women's relationships to men have been and what that proximity has meant. Now, in my opinion, it goes without saying that when it comes to women being in community with men, women have always had a very important and highly intersectional role. It cannot be overstated the impact women have had in projecting a successful evolution. Holding it down as the mom, setting the foundation as the teacher, preparing the space as the homemaker, keeping the collective warm as the seamstress, healing as the medicine woman, bringing life as the mother and the doula, and so much more. None of it happens without the women that do it. But despite it being a world birthed by women, it's still one ran by men. So all of that arguably intuitive communal care is viewed as secondary, and it is far, far from being the only thing that women are expected to contribute. As life bringers under patriarchy, women are socialized to source power through male proximity. In such, the nuclear family prevails. One woman for one man, and her expected contribution of an average of 2.2 kids. Now, although for many men this expectation translates to feeling entitled to not just a woman, but a wife, what does it do for women? For women, it lays out very clearly that the best way to guarantee a certain lifestyle is to aspire to being kept by a man that wants that lifestyle. For example, if you want a home with a 2-car garage and bills on auto pay and a white picket fence, don't go and get that for yourself. Go and get a man that wants those things and also wants a wife to share it with. You see what I'm saying here? The best case scenario is that if you align with him enough and agree to the fine print of contributing an ever clean home, an average of 2.2 kids, and your vagina at least 2 to 3 times weekly, then you will get your white picket fence. Doy. And maybe that sounds a little cynical, but as an observant lesbian, I don't know what else I can possibly say. That does just seem to be how a lot of straight relationships shake out. But times are changing, right? I mean, women have more options than ever, no? Bank accounts, the option to divorce, the right to earn money independently. Okay, it's not perfect. It's not perfect, but you can't deny that progress has been made. So what gives? Why do we have a term like male-centered existing in a post-suffrage society? I don't know much, but I'll tell you this. There's a million ways to skin a cat, then that probably means there's infinitely many reasons to. And surprisingly, the same thing goes for being male-centered. No matter how odd it may seem to you or I, for some women, there truly are infinitely many reasons to put that man first. Scary, I know. But in order to cast a wide net, I'll give you a few rundowns of what I think is going on here. Number one, these women are indoctrinated.
We say it take a village to raise a child, but what if the village is retarded? What you think it's going to produce?
Empowered and independent women are in short supply in their inner circles, and it's led to an echo chamber of old school thinking. It doesn't matter if the world is evolving if your tea chats still sound like 1910. You'll stay in the past. Number two, I think some of these women are being misled. I don't think they're all going into relationships hoping that they can find someone who drains them of their will to live or discourages them from being who they are. I think somewhere along the way the dynamic shifts, and suddenly an enjoyable relationship becomes something they don't even recognize. Number three, for the love of the game. No bullshit, for the love of the game. That is their dick, and you are not gonna take it away from them. I think some girls are addicted to straight male validation. There is no stopping it. That's my nigga, and nobody will ever take my dick away from me. I don't know if it's because the competition is enjoyable or having a man signal some sort of security in them, but that competition or keeping that man will 1,000% make more sense to her than a good set of homegirls every time. And I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. No matter what the reason behind the behavior is. In all, it always comes back to a woman's willingness to put that man above herself, even at the cost of herself. And as heartbreaking as self abandonment is, it is not a victimless crime. And male centered women are more than just victims of patriarchy, they're perpetrators. So, what do we do with them? Because, yes, in girl world, you choose your lifestyle. So, if you really want to live in a pretty cage, that's your right. But we all know that these women are not donating their lives to these men because they experienced freedom and wanted to give it back. They're doing it because that's what they've been trained to do with their freedom. And again, I'm not hating. If that's really how you want to live, get it how you live it. But I think women at least deserve a sincere chance at making that choice. And the sudden responsibility to navigate freedom with no adequate accommodation or support is not sincere choice. It's a setup. And although I can admit that despite the trap, me and my homegirls love being free and young, independent women. We wouldn't change it for anything. I can also say that getting to that point was very hard. And it came with a lot of pain and a lot of growth and a lot of heartache and a lot of struggle and a lot of learning, all of which would have been so much more impossible to navigate if I didn't have my best friend, if I didn't have my homegirls. And that's what we need to realize. Male centered women don't have that. And it's not to say that they don't have any friends, but the sincerity is lost. Because if you don't like or trust women, it's going to be hard for you to be friends with women. And if you don't like or trust women, it's going to be hard for you to like and trust yourself as one. So, how can we address these self hating girls in girl world? One simple answer: vag. Yeah, you heard me right. Vag. The answer to everything: vag. The solution you've all been looking for: vag. Let me tell you more about vag. V. Validate. Listen to understand their current mindset. Understand their mindset around self image, trust, female relationships, the role of romantic love in their life, everything. Get to know these women. It's not about co signing stupidity. That's not safe. But it is about understanding that you don't have to crucify the average woman for making some stupid choices either. A. Advocate. I know it's hard. I agree. It's hard. But if you're a woman that actually cares about the empowerment and the liberation of all women, then yes, that does have to include those ones of us that are a little stuck in the past and are a little bit hesitant to getting free. So just know that giving that grace and optimism for change to a woman that's stuck in her ways could be exactly that door that she uses to be free in the future. You never know whose life you could save. NG, guide. This is where your empathy turns into action. Now, this also depends on the severity of the case here. Not everybody is the same level of male centered. If this is very severe, You do need to refer them to an addiction counselor or therapist. I am so serious. This is an addiction and they need a counselor and a therapist. If that lady feeds her man before she feeds her kids, if that lady feeds her man but does not feed her kids, that's out of your depth. She needs professional help. You cannot fix her. But in more mild cases, offering a listening ear could change everything. Some exposure therapy can genuinely work wonders. Sometimes, even just a small conversation is enough to stop someone's train of thought or behavior and introduce new behaviors into it. You never know. But thank you so much for watching, and that is all I have on my discussion on birds and boy moms. Feel free to let me know your opinions down below. I would love to hear you out. Do you think male centered women have the ability to change? Do you think it's possible? Or do you think it's deeper than the music and male centered women are already living the life of their choice and they're freedom maxing right now by being male centered? You let me know down below. I'm excited to read your opinions. Let me know why you do, and as you do, please make sure to subscribe. Subscribe to AlluresCastle down below and follow me on all platforms at AlluresCastle. And I will see you then, and I will talk to you next time. And bye, I love you. Appreciate you.